The views, opinions, or comments expressed on this program does not reflect the views, opinions, or comments of the radio station or its management.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nedbank Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage, and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 03 945 7664. Nedbank Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
You are tuning into Sports Geek with MfokaLanga, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. It is Saturday, the 6th of May, 2023. South Africa is divided into half this afternoon. The reason being it's because the Soweto derby in football is upon us. And then while in Cape Town, the North versus South derby is also taking place this afternoon. That is in rugby. Talking of the Soweto derby, that's what is happening this afternoon at FNB Stadium. That's when Orlando Pirates, ezimnyama ngenkani ezikakepula umhlaba kamasipala. Abafana that come all the way from Gweskama Minzela Iskod. They'll be talking on they are across a traditional rival. That is Kaizer Chiefs, the Pafeni Glamour Boys, ezikachincha kuluva. The love and peace abafana Baktula Nokolo. The venue is FNB Stadium. Kickoff time is at 3 p.m. this afternoon. Only time will tell. Who will it be? Will Kaizer Chiefs continue their latest dominance over their across-town rivals Orlando Pirates, or will Orlando Pirates finally restore order and fix the country, finally put a stop on that recent dominance by their across-town rivals Kaizer Chiefs, and finally get one back this afternoon? Only time will tell. Go K2K at FNB Stadium. Like I did mention that there are two reasons to divide South Africa this afternoon. In rugby, it is also happening down in Cape Town. DHL Stadium is the venue. That's where the North versus South derby will take place. That's when DHL Stormers welcome their North rivals. That is Vodacom Blue Bulls, the boys from the Jacaranda City, or the capital city. Ngwanaka, Kopitori, Basho Jwalo, Dinganga, Tapitori, Ngwanaka. Will DHL Stormers continue their dominance, the very same dominance that Kaizer Chiefs that we are experiencing of late? Kaizer Chiefs in football, they have beaten Orlando Pirates 5 times in their last 5 outings. So meaning Kaizer Chiefs have been beating Orlando Pirates with so much ease. Moving to rugby, the same thing happens. The DHL Stormers have beaten Vodacom Blue Bulls 5 times on a trot without any resistance from the boys from the Jacaranda seat. Will that dominance continue this afternoon, or will Vodacom Blue Bulls and Orlando Pirates finally restore order, finally find their footing and say enough is enough, Kaizer Chiefs, enough is enough, DHL Stormers, and see Orlando Pirates and Vodacom Blue Bulls restoring some order? I didn't say anything about fixing the country. I won't say that. I'll leave that to you. In rugby, who is your money on? Will it be the DHL Stormers in the Vodacom United Rugby Championship quarterfinals, or in the Nedbank Cup? Giona Gimakoya, Chisa, between Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. Who will it be? Will things change this time around, or will we see the more of the same? The continuous dominance of Kaizer Chiefs in football and the continuous dominance of DHL Stormers in rugby. Shapa pakania shapa shapa makosa shapa halala Stormers halala halala Vodacom Blue Bulls. Who will it be? Halala habashwe baloyi. We were told that at FNB Stadium, the sold-out banner went up yesterday. It is reported that FNB Stadium is expected to be packed to capacity. We are talking, guess what? How many? 94,000 fans are expected to flock and pack FNB Stadium this afternoon. Same state of affairs down in Cape Town. A minimum of 42 to 45,000 fans are expected to fill up DHL Stadium this afternoon. Wow, South Africa, like I said, it is definitely divided into half this afternoon. You just cannot afford to sit on the fence. Pick a side. Who is your money on? Siphume emazweni sizobona ibhakabhaka, siphume emazweni sizobona iKaizer Chiefs, siphume emazweni sizobona DHL Stormers, siphume emazweni sizobona Vodacom Blue Bulls. That is a blow bell. Bafana bako Jacaranda City. Still in football, the breaking news that the SAFA CEO, Tebogo Motlhande, is reported to have resigned with immediate effect, leaving the position that he took back in 2021 in January. The big question is, what has happened? What has forced SAFA CEO Tebogo Motlhande to vacate his CEO position with immediate effect? The news broke out this morning. Is there paradise? Is there trouble in paradise? Talking of SAFA, and again, trouble in paradise. I will recall that 3 weeks back there was a soccer indaba that was scheduled to take place in the East Rand, where SAFA and South African Football Commercial Wing PSL were supposed to convene, but it was reported that PSL snapped that indaba, that meeting on the 11th hour, and SAFA, it is believed that they've been doing a follow-up with PSL to find out why did they snap that indaba. Now, this breaking news, SAFA CEO resigning with immediate effect. That needless to say that there is trouble in paradise. Needless to say that it never rains, but it pours in as far as SAFA is concerned. Still in football, but this time around in Europe, the news that are coming out of Italy is that Napoli, after 33 years of struggling to win the Italian football league, that is Serie A, they finally did it on Thursday when they came back from 1 goal down and drew 1-1 rather with Udinese, and that was enough to see them clinch the Serie A after 33 years of drought. They won it for the first time in 1986-87 season. They did it once again in 1989-1990 season. That's when they were led by the captain, under the captains of Diego Maradona. 33 years, that's how long they had to wait to do it one more time. They did it this season. 2022-2023 Serie A champions are Napoli. Surely Diego Maradona must be smiling wherever he is. Well done. Congratulations are in order for Italian champions Napoli. Even though it took them a solid 33 years. Better late than never. That's what they say. Still in football, still in Europe, we saw what happened yesterday in France. This time around, we saw PSG fans storming Lionel Messi's house. PSG offices attacking and calling for Messi to apologize for. We remember that Lionel Messi has been suspended by his club, PSG. It is reported that the Argentinian star made an unauthorized trip all the way to Saudi Arabia, and his team had none of it. They decided to suspend him. What is it? Unpaid leave. Yeah, he is suspended without pay because PSG, they were very unhappy with what Lionel Messi did, making that unauthorized trip to Saudi Arabia. Talking of Saudi Arabia, that is the very same country where who's the CR7 is currently plying his trade. Can we read something into that? Is Lionel Messi planning a move to Saudi Arabia as well to go and cash in, because it is reported that that league, it is raining money. So come next season, maybe, just maybe, we might see Lionel Messi playing his trade as well in Saudi Arabia, renewing their rivalry with CR7. We will be watching the space. Still in the PSG, it is also reported that Manchester United, they're also eyeing their star, PSG star striker, that is Kylian Mbappe. We are monitoring, we are following that development. Only time will tell. Will we see the exit of Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe? Because who's this? I've just his name has just escaped me now. Because that's the same player that the PSG fans, that is Neymar. Who forgets Neymar? Come on, Sponella. Yes, the PSG fans yesterday, they were also calling for Neymar to leave their club, to leave PSG with immediate effect. So it looks like it also doesn't rain, but it is pouring in as far as PSG is concerned. With Kylian Mbappe reported to be leaving to England, Lionel Messi suspended, Neymar fans calling for him to be fired. We don't know what's happening. Go France, that is the PSG, that is the French Ligue 1 champions. In cricket, Indian Premier League, that is IPL, is still very much with us. It is dominating the cricket circles. But still in cricket, but in the local front, the news that came out yesterday is that Proteas fast bowler, that is Shabnib Ismail, has retired from all international forms of cricket with immediate effect. If you ask me, my suspicion is that surely he will be joining one of the club, and she will be playing T20 cricket around the globe. But we'll be watching the space. What is Shabnib Ismail's next move following her immediate retirement from all international cricket, making herself unavailable for the Proteas women's team? A very good morning and a warm welcome to you wherever you are within South African borders and beyond. We've got you covered. Don't you worry about a thing. All you have to do is to sit back, relax, and allow us to entertain you. You are tuning in to Sports Geek with the MfokaLanga exclusively on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Thank you so much to my colleague, Mr. H, who brought us Hash Brown Express. That was between 8 and 10 o'clock. He was then followed by DJ Poen when he brought us Teen Kids. Oh, definitely, he got everyone on the dance floor. Catch DJ Poen next week, Saturday, same time, that is between 10 and 11 o'clock, as he brings you once again Teen Kids. Don't you dare forget to bring along your dancing shoes, because definitely, they will definitely come very, very handy indeed, as DJ Poen gets everyone on the dance floor. That's when your dancing shoes will definitely come handy. Don't forget to thank me later for that piece of advice. You and I, we are together from now 11 till 1 p.m. Now that I'm complaining, I just love the sound of it. Or kanjani? Fede, that's how they roll in the township. La Habashebaloy. We'll kickstart our show by looking at the Indian Premier League. We'll look at the game that played last night and look at the fixtures that will be taking place this afternoon. So as tomorrow, we'll look at rugby. We'll be talking Currie Cup, the 85th edition of the Currie Cup. So as the Vodacom United Rugby Championship, that is the quarterfinals. They started in earnest last night. We'll also look at the English Premier League. The Ding Dong battle continues between defending champions and the ruthless Manchester City, so as the Arsenal. We'll also be in conversation with our football analyst Modiba Peter and hear what he has to say in as far as DStv Premiership is concerned. Nedbank Cup semi-finals, they also get underway this weekend, with the first one taking place this afternoon at FNB Stadium. Second game scheduled to take place tomorrow in Cape Town. That's when Stellenbosch FC, the Stellies, take on Skukuna United. Babina Nogo Hadi Bahlabe.
Looking to upgrade or repair your desktop or laptop? With over a decade's experience, TV Master specializes in software installations, data recovery, restores, PC rebuilds, and conversions from VHS to USB or DVD. For no obligation quote, contact Pre on 011 855 6738 or 072 7706 796. TV Master, the name you can trust.
Welcome. This is your favorite station. Stay tuned.
I threw a wish in
took your time with the call. I took no time with the fall. You gave me nothing at all, but still you're in my way. I beg and borrow and steal at first sight, and it's real. I didn't know I would feel it, but it's in my way. Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. It's hard to look right at you, baby, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. I missed you so bad. I missed you so, so bad. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. And you should know that. I missed you so, so bad. It's hard to look right at you, baby, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. I missed you so bad. I missed you so, so bad. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. And you should know that, so call me maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen,
upsetting him when I phone no gonna atumana na
Oh, thank you so much to that double play. We started it with Carly Rae Jepsen. She gave us Call Me Maybe. She was then followed by Mpumi featuring Professor MfokaLanga. Wow, this song, Mpumi featuring Professor MfokaLanga, it reminds me of the event that I attended last weekend down in KwaZulu-Natal in a Bamshela area, to be exact, a newspaper. Wow, what a great event. What a successful event that it was. Congratulations are in order for the lady of the moment, that is uThapsile Nzama Umathawu. Wow, siyabongela kakhulu sisters. Wow, things are so falling into place. It was so nice to get to see all the relatives that I haven't seen for a long time, the likes of Osmanga, Osandile, Nonhlanhla, Ophume, Majab. My siblings, obviously, about to Abopaga, about Nosipho, and you name them, the list is so endless. Nabomfundo, talking of Mfundo. How can I forget when he took the stage and did that traditional dance, which got everyone noticing him. Wow, it was a great event indeed last weekend in Friday. This song, Mpumi, featuring Professor MfokaLanga, it was definitely the toss of the day. It got everyone singing along to it. The whole marquee at some stage was up singing along and dancing to this song, MfokaLanga. Oh, congratulations. This is a great gem indeed. Diving straight to cricket, this time around we are talking Indian Premier League. We look at the game that took place last night. That is when Rajasthan Royals took on the current table toppers and the defending champions, that is Gujarat Titans. Royals, they won the toss and elected to bat first. That decision that backfired in a very, very big way, because the Royals, they went on to only register a mere 118 runs, and they were bowled out within 18 overs. The defending champions, Gujarat Titans, and the current log leaders, they were so ruthless last night. They said, hell no, there's no way that you Royals, you can be bowled out within 18 overs and expect us to struggle to overhaul that mere 118 runs for the win. They did that in style. They went on and just cruise to that win. They did that with easy 9 wickets win. And as if that's not good enough, they went on. That game was finished, or they overhauled the score within 14 overs. Surely that is a thrashing and a half. That's how ruthless the defending champions, Gujarat Titans, are. They won the game within 14 overs. Great work indeed by the defending champions. Surely they have sent a signal out there and say, hey, you can catch us if you can. By the look of things, it looks like Gujarat Titans, they might go all the way and defend their trophy that they won last season with so much ease, because by the look of things, they seem to be finding the going very, very easy for them indeed. Looking at today's features, we see Chennai Super Kings, aka CSK, they're hosting Mumbai Indians. Venue is MA Chi Dambarami Stadium in Chennai. First ball is scheduled to be bowled at 12 p.m. this afternoon, which makes it just mere 19 minutes left before that first ball is bowled in Chennai. That's why CSK take on Mumbai Indians. Talking of Mumbai Indians, don't forget, in that team there is a youngster. That is definitely the one for the future. That is the one to watch. Who else? That is Arjun Tendulkar. That is the son of the legend Sachin Tendulkar. But he excels with the ball in hand, not like his father. He doesn't excel. He's not that much sharp with the bat in hand. He's the specialist. He's a bowling specialist. So he's very, very dangerous with the ball in hand. We remember that his father, Sachin Tendulkar, yes, he wasn't that bad when it comes to bowling, but that was not his specialty. His specialty was with the bat in hand. But his son decided to specialize with the ball in hand. So don't forget, when CSK take on Mumbai Indians, don't forget to look out for that boy, Arjun Tendulkar. And then that game will be followed by Delhi Capitals as they face off with Royal Challengers Bangalore. Venue is Feroz Shah Khalsa in Delhi. First ball scheduled to be bowled at 4 p.m. this afternoon. And then tomorrow, the log leaders and the defending champions, Gujarat Titans, welcome the second placed Lucknow also super giant. Venue is Sardar Patel Stadium in Ahmedabad. First ball scheduled to be bowled also at 12 p.m. That is tomorrow afternoon. The last game for the weekend will see Rajasthan Royals entertaining the struggling Sunrisers Hyderabad. Venue is Sawai Masing Stadium in Jaipur. First ball is scheduled to be bowled at 4 p.m. I must definitely say that Sunrisers Hyderabad will remember that we are represented there by our own Proteas T20 captain, that is in the foremanship of Aiden Makram. I must say they are definitely find the going very tough for them in as far as IPL is concerned. It is definitely not easy for them. Sunrisers Hyderabad, they are really struggling. If my memory serves me well, I believe they are second from the bottom. Surely that is bad news indeed in as far as Sunrisers Hyderabad are concerned. But David Miller, Killer Miller, is having a jolly good time with his Gujarat Titans troops.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083-945-7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
The only thing that does matter is great music, and you will find it here.
was Justin Timberlake. Thank you so much to that legend. He gave us What Goes Around Comes Around. Who can forget that every second chance the people, they always tend to remind that what goes around comes around. Don't you dare forget that. If times means anything to you, time now it is 49 minutes past 11 o'clock. Diving straight to rugby, but this time around we are talking Currie Cup rugby. That is the 85th edition of the Currie Cup. That is where South African rugby legends are born. Last night in Kimberley, the home side Griquas hold on to see off Lions fight back. They hold on there for their dear lives, and no matter how much resistance Lions threw at them, but the home side with their fans behind them, they marched on over the line, and they saw themselves winning that match by 25 to 21 points. The game that was thrilled out throughout the game. There was a cracker of a game indeed. That was in the Diamond City, the rough Diamonds. And then this afternoon, the defending champions, Elink Pumas, host the out of sorts Novavid Griffons. Venue is Mbombela Stadium. That is in Mpumalanga. And then in Bloemfontein, Toyota Cheetahs entertain DHL Western Province. Both games they kick off at 1 p.m. That makes it just 1 hour and 10 minutes from that kickoff time. So if you are planning to watch those games on the telly, you've only got 1 hour, 10 minutes to sort out your snacks, your beverages. I did not mention what kind of beverages. Just any beverages that will be enough. That will be great to see you throughout the game as you watch those games, or even if you listen to them over the radio, wherever, online, wherever. The choice is all yours. But what I can tell you now, those games are just 1 hour, 9 minutes away from kickoff. That is the one in Mpumalanga, Elenga Pumas, as they entertain the boys from Velcom. That is Novavid Griffons. Toyota Cheetahs entertain DHL Western Province. That is in Bloemfontein. The venue is Toyota Stadium. Go Bloemfontein. Hack Freestad. While the revitalized Vodacom Blue Bulls face off with the Durban boys, Salsa Sharks. Venue is Loftus Versfeld Stadium. That game is scheduled to get underway at 5:30 this afternoon. And let's hope the Durban side and the Pretoria side, the boys from the Jacaranda City, they will definitely give us the very thrilling game indeed. Time now, it is 8 minutes before 12 o'clock. And if the weather means anything to you, wow, the mercury is sitting at 18 degrees Celsius, and it is mostly sunny in Johannesburg. Let's quick go for a breather. We will continue on the other side of this. See time now. Oh, no, there seem to be some technicalities. Let me try and see if I can get this right. Oh yes, we are sorted now. Let's quick go for a breather. We'll continue on the other side of this. When we return, we'll be talking international rugby. That is a Vodacom United Rugby Championship. We saw the quarterfinals. They got underway last night in Ireland, to be exact. Belfast, and the big one is taking place down in Cape Town. That is DHL Stadium. That is the North versus South derby. That's what we'll be talking when we return. We seem to be not winning. I don't know what could be the problem. Let's give it a try one more time.
Looking to upgrade or repair your desktop or laptop? With over a decade's experience, TV Master specializes in software installations, data recovery, restores, PC rebuilds, and conversions from VHS to USB or DVD. For no obligation quote, contact Pre on 011 855 6738 or 072 7706 796. TV Master, the name you can trust.
Wayutwa taba injalo lento losomnetso halala.
Yes, yo. Everybody move over. Everybody move over. Come on, come uphela njengami baningi abangena ndaba njengami bayazile bayazihlanganisela abanye abahlomehlasela so ibhekisise kahle lento ukuthi vele ajiki lento mina namabhenge together as one Bantula for life Bantula for life one more time from the top Namanu ngoba ngilibantula for life akukho nzima ukubona ukuthi ngilibantula for life no mama washo kumina ngilibantula for life akukho nzima ukubona ukuthi ngilibantula for life bantula for life ngilibantula for life bantula for life bantula for life except ngilibantula for life yabona lo uPDP ugathilika bantwana kimabantule mo what's what so nyeke basitshele next bazositshela vele sekhanda lekhetho shekuthandazela uthixo wami yenza isaka lami fathi lonke ikhekhe lami ngithi neke basitshele next bazositshela never vele sekhanda lekhetho shekuthandazela uthixo wami yenza isaka lami ngithathi lonke ikhekhe lami bese ngizela amageke uthi sonke sibe muhlezi one saba muhlezi uyazi now samabantula for life ngabanunye ngoba ngilibantula for life ngithi akukho nzima ukubona ukuthi ngilibantula for life noma mawasho ukuthi mina vele ngilibantula for life anyeke uconfess ngilibantula for life bantula for life say ngilibantula for life bantula for life bantula for life ngilibantula for life baningi abangena ndaba njengami bayaziphile bayazihlanganisela abanye abahlomehlasela so ibhekisise kahle lento ukuthi vele ayijiki lento never mina namabhenge together as one bantula for life for sure yes sure come on you find what wow tangu way bantula I'll touch it labo fele baba kandi cash labo fele baba kandi fish labo fele baba kandi cash ngoba yilo vele ufakuzana labo fele baba kandi cash labo fele baba kandi cash labo fele baba kandi cash ngoba yilo vele ufakuzana mali ngeke saka vele uzopara mali ngeke saka just another number you just another number yes yo gangster dancer plain to see you can't change me Bilibantula for life it's plain to see you can't change me Bilibantula for life it's plain to see you can't change me Bilibantula for life it's plain to see you can't change me Bilibantula for life umilo ufana nami ukhwaza ufana nami umakesh ufana nami uthi uzophela wethu phela njengami uthi ufana nami lotulutili ufana nami unozi ufana nami uthi uzophela wethu phela njengami ugeneral ufana nami uthi nothamza ufana nami baningi abafana nami uthi bazophela wethu phela njengami una 7 for life
Thank you so much to Kabelo Mabalane. He gave us Pantsula for life. Wow, this guy, he's got a very, very great testimony. We remember Kabelo Mabalane, he was one of the TKZ the three members. And after that, he had some problems with the substance abuse, that is drugs and all. But Kabelo Mapalana has beaten the drugs. He is been clean for years now. As if that's not good enough, he has gone on and become the pastor. Wow, what a testimony that is. That is the clean Kabelo Mapalana, who is not doing drugs at all anymore. He is clean. He is going by the new title of Pastor Kabelo Mabalane. Indeed. So it shows that once you are once you have become a drug addict, once you put your mind into it and say, now I want to be clean, I want to beat the addiction. If your mind is, if you put your mind into it, you will definitely get it right and get yourself out of that drug hole. That is Kabelo Mapalana giving us Pantsula for life. Diving straight to rugby now, we're talking international rugby. That is the Vodacom United Rugby Championship. The quarterfinals, they started in earnest last night. That is the first game took place in Ireland in the Belfast derby. That's when Connacht visited Ulster Rugby. And then the underdogs, Connacht, surprised everyone when they beat the favourites and the home side, Ulster, by a mere 15-10 points, with a Jack Carter putting all three penalties, which proved to be enough for the underdogs and the visitors, Connacht. By so doing, the Connacht, they see themselves making a trip to South Africa come next weekend in the semi-final encounter, where they will play against either DHL Stormers or the Blue Bulls, depending who wins this afternoon in that North versus South derby that is taking place down in Cape Town at the DHL Stadium. Still talking of that Belfast derby, where Connacht surprisingly beat Ulster. Since 1960, it will be noted that it was only the third time last night that Connacht managed to beat Ulster Rugby. So surely that goes without saying that there was a shock. No one saw this coming. It was a given that Ulster Rugby, they will march on and beat the underdogs, that is Connacht. And in so doing, they were going to secure themselves a home semi-final. Now that Connacht they won, of which they were the underdogs, they see themselves having to travel to South Africa to face one of the South Africans outfit, like I said, depending what happens this afternoon down in Cape Town when North versus South derby. That is Vodacom Blue Bulls, as they invade DHL Stadium to face off with their traditional rivals, that is DHL Stormers. Still in that game, well, I did mention at the beginning of the show that DHL Stormers, they have been dominating Vodacom Blue Bulls of late. In the last 5 outings, DHL Stormers has won all the 5 games without any resistance from the Bulls, from the Jacaranda seat, the boys from the capital seat. Will things change this afternoon? Will Blue Bulls put on some resistance and do what Connacht did last night to Ulster, and surprise everyone and do the unexpected and beat the defending champions? By the way, recall that DHL Stormers, they are the defending champions of the Vodacom United Rugby Championship. So should the Blue Bulls beat DHL Stormers this afternoon, that goes without saying that will also be the upset of the tournament so far. And then the next quarterfinal will see Leinster host another South African outfit, the boys from Durban, that is Chelsea Sharks. That game is going to take place as well this afternoon. Sharks will be without their captain, Sia Collins, and their lock, that is Eben Etzebeth, both of them because of injuries. I will recall that Eben Etzebeth has suffered a season-ending career injury. Rather, he will not be available for the rest of the season. Siya Kolisi, it is promising. He might come back should the Sharks make it to the semi-finals, or even better, to the finals. We might see Siya Kolisi coming back, but it will depend how do the Sharks pan out this afternoon when they visit Leinster. There is the encounter, another quarterfinal that is taking place this evening. The last quarterfinal for the weekend will see Glasgow Warriors welcoming Munster. That game is scheduled to get underway at Stonestein Stadium. Kickoff for that game is at 25 minutes to 9 o'clock this evening, South African time, obviously. Let's hope the South African side, Celtic Sharks, might pull the surprise. In Cape Town, we are guaranteed that we will have the representation in the semi-finals, regardless of who wins between DHL Stormers and Vodacom Blue Bulls. Now, our hopes will be under the Durban outfit, Celtic Sharks, to pull a surprise. But I must say, I deliberately said to pull a surprise. But because on paper, Sharks and Munster, they're actually equal on paper. As much as the Sharks are a star-studded side, their performance on the field of play, as far as I'm concerned, they've been questionable. I strongly feel Sharks have been underperforming, considering the stars that they have in their side. At some stage, you will find that Sharks, they will, in the starting 15, they will have around about 9 or 10 Springbok players in their starting 11. And surprisingly, you will see Sharks go on and lose that game. Hence, I say Sharks are the most underperforming side. Let's hope when it matters most this evening, they might surprise us and go on and spring that surprise and see Sharks marching on to the semi-finals. We will appreciate if we were to see, if we were to have two teams representing South Africa in the Vodacom United Rugby Championship come next weekend. But all will be revealed this afternoon. Let's quick go for a breather. When we return, we will be in conversation with our football analyst Modiba Peter and hear what he has to say in as far as DStv Premiership is concerned. Nedbank Cup Kiona Kimakoya Yachisa semi-finals that take place center stage this afternoon. We'll also touch base with the English Premier League. That's where the ding-dong battle between the defending champions Manchester City and Arsenal continues in England.
New music.
This is DJ Charmaine Champagne, and this is your Chronic Out radio station. So you got to be listening to the Chronic. These are sounds from the brother side of the death row camp. Something real homey. So let me put this buzz in your ear.
Come on in, baby. Hey, Snoopy! Why you running, huh? Hey, I done told you kids about running this damn house. You break something, you know you can't pay for it.
Hope you picking them up to find a job.
Yeah, we're going to work so we can grow up and be just like you.
Hey, y'all going to the picnic today?
Yeah, thought you knew.
Hey, Snoop!
What up?
Hey, what's up, girl? I heard your new album, Mr. Bomb.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up.
Before I have to pull the strap out the cut,
give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble, cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Two loped out G, so we crazy. Death Row is the label that pays me. Unfadable, so please don't try to fake this. But back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'm a lad, I'm understand. From a young G's perspective. And before me dig out a trick, I have to find a contraceptive. You never know, she could be earning her man and learning her man, and at the same time burning her man. Now when she burning, I'ma chill for a minute, cause ain't no loving good enough to get burned while I'm offended.
Yeah.
And that's realer than real deal, Holyfield. And now you hookers and hoes know how I feel. Well, if it's good enough to get broke off a proper chunk, I take a small piece of some of that funky stuff. It's like this and like that and like this, and it's like that and like this and like that, and it's like this and like that and like this, and Drake creep to the mic like a fan.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping, but I damn near got kept, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before. with a producer who can rap and control the maestro. At the same time, with the dope rhyme that I kick, you know and I know I flow some more funky shit. To add to my collection, the selection symbolizes dope. Take a toke but don't choke. If you do, you have no clue of what me and my homie Snoop Dogg came to do. It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that and it's like this, and we ain't got no love for those.
So just chill till the next episode. Falling back on that ass, what a hellified gangster lean. Getting funky on the mic like a old batch of collard greens. It's the capital S-O-S suppression, double O-P, D-O double G-Y, D-O double G, you see. Showing much flex when it's time to wreck a mic. Pimping hoes and clacking a grip like my name was Dolomite. Yeah, and it don't quit. I think they in the mood for another one of those G hits. So Dre,
what up, dog?
We gotta give them what they want.
What's that, G?
We gotta break them off something.
Hell yeah.
And it's gotta be bumping. City of Compton.
It's where it takes place, so I gnash your attention. Mobbing with the dog pound.
Wow, wow, wow.
Dropping the funky tracks is making the suckers just mumble. When I'm on the mic, it's like a cookie, they all crumble. Try to get close and you're bound to get smacked. My little homie Snoop Doggy Dogg has got my back. Never let me slip, cause if I slip, then I'm slipping. But if I got my Nina, then you know I'm straight tripping. And I'ma continue to put the rap down, put the Mac down. And if your woman wanna trip, I have to put the smack down. Yeah, and you don't stop. I told you I'm just like a clock when I tick and I talk. But I'm never off, always on till the break of dawn. See you when PTO in the city they call Long Beach. Putting it straight together like my homie D.O.C. No one can do it better like this, that, and this, and it's like that, and like this, and like that, and it's like this, and we ain't got no love for those.
So just chill till the next episode.
Wow, thank you very much to Dr. Dre, Nothing But a G Thing. Wow, wait till you watch this the music video of this song. You'll definitely love it. It's done in the hood, in the hood. I don't know, Adele didn't want to use the word in the ghetto. It's done in the hood. Oh, the music video. I dig the music video of this song so much. Time now it is 12 minutes after 12 o'clock. It's 12 after 12. If you're planning to play lotto, maybe 12 might just be that magic number. It is Saturday after all. You are more than welcome to play our lotto or Powerball, whatever you name it. Don't forget, 12 for 12. And if you win something, can you share those wins with me as well? Because after all, I'm the one who would have recommended for you to play that 12. The promise we make is the promise we keep. Before we went for the commercial break, I did promise you that when we return, we'll be in conversation with our sports analyst, Radha Modiba Peter, and hear what he has to say in as far as South African sports is concerned, so as the English Premier League is concerned. Let's give it a try and see if Modiba Peter is on the line with us. Modiba Baba, are you there?
Yes, Bonnie, let's say a very good afternoon to you and also to the team behind the scenes as well as the listeners, and thanks for having me on this wonderful Saturday afternoon.
Oh, thank you very much. It is a pleasure to us here on Nirvana World FM to have you on the line, Modiba Bida. Without any further ado, let's cut down to the chase. Talk to us about the highlights of the DStv Premiership games that caught your attention last weekend, Modiba.
We saw Real AM playing against the Cape Town City, and if you can remember so well, this is a team that
Madiba, we seem to have lost you. I don't know whether the problem is on my side. Can you hear me from your side? Oh, yes. Yeah, I know what was the problem. Can you hear me now? Modiba, are you there? Oh, we seem to have lost Modiba. Let's give it a try one more time and see if we will come right with him. I don't know what could be the problem. Time now, it is 13 minutes after 12 o'clock, and you are still tuning in to Sports Geek with Sibonelo Ngcobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. You can always get in touch with us on our studio WhatsApp line number, which is 07 333 16934. Our studio WhatsApp line number again is 07 333 16934. We were in conversation with our sports analyst, Modiba Peter. For some reason, we lost him. Let's see if he is back on the line. Modiba, are you there, Baba?
Yes, I was just alluding to the fact that Royal EM were playing Cape Town City. And remember, they met in the Nedbank Cup last 32, where we saw Royal EM won on penalties on the day, and the the goalkeeper was the man of the match after having saved 3 penalties there. So this time around, they got to meet in a part 2, part 3. One we call it part 3 because Cape Town City in the first round they defeated the very same Royal EM by 2-1, and this second round, so we saw them repeating the same scoreline, winning by 2-1 after Royal EM took the lead there in the first half, and when Cape Town City recovered in the second half, we saw Tayo Hudeman as well as Kaniso Mayo scoring the 2 goals for the citizens, and Royal EM on the day they had the best, but it wasn't to be. I think there's a chance where I saw Guaranteed making a crucial save where he denied Mutebang Serra in the 9 minutes of the optional time. In fact, it's the one which kept Cape Town City in the match. So on the day they deserve to win. It's Eric Tinkler's good result after having not been consistent in the past. This time around, they managed to get the result and they continue with the season. So we also saw Stellenbosch reaching golden arrows by 5-2. If I can single out a player, the Rambaynak again, he scored his 4th brace of the season in all competitions. What a player! He's just in fantastic form there. And then we saw one of the defenders, Olu Makanya, as well as Junior Mendita scoring a brace there. So, and also one of the strikers that ran scoring the other goal and these defenders there. So, but I think to be on the day, I think Zumuzi Pilagazi as well as Mabudi Kanyeva, they must work on the defense. And we saw Amazulu in desperate need of points as we hosted Trikuku United at Moses Mapira. And then we saw Ethan Brooks scoring a wonderful goal and Ramasan Patele snatching the second goal in the second half there. So, from a header there. So, I think Kenel Kados should have done better there at the back. And then on Sunday, we saw the Pirates visiting TS Galaxy at Bombela Stadium, where we saw they took the lead through Zukamanja at the early goal of the match there on the 2nd minute of the match, and given Simango, the defender, they managed to grab the equalizer. And then we saw Jane Hoto scoring as well from the header. In fact, in that game where the 3 goals were scored from corner kicks, so I don't know what TS Galaxy, I should say, should have done better in terms of defending there at the back. So on Monday we saw Kaizer Chiefs hosting Swallows. This time around they took the game to Jamukaba Polokwane. So we saw Swallows creating an early lead from Gregor Diamonds from Chipa United, and Christian Saile managing to equalize from a free kick inside the box where Daniel Akpe couldn't hold on to the ball, couldn't get to the ball, and he was exposed there by Christian Saile, and Bongansem also punishing Kaizer Chiefs from lapses of concentration at the back, ball watching there. Snatching the ball with the header there, and no chance there as the Kaizer Chiefs made a change in that game. Brandon Peterson was suspended due to 4 yellow cards, and Itubele Kune had to come in and step up there, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. So on Tuesday, Stellenbosch playing a goalless draw with Supersport after visiting Supersport. In this game, I saw they made 9 changes. Only 2 players survived. Jaden Adams as well as Mrs. B. So, and they also changed the goalkeeper. It was good to see a young Rick Bombay there deputizing for Fritz Stevens as well as Lilian Feld. So, and he did well by keeping a clean sheet. And then also again, Supersport, I think they continue with their unbeaten run of form at home. So it looks good for them, although they dropped points with the fact that they're fighting for second spot alongside Orlando Pirates. So yeah, it looks interesting. And then on Wednesday, we saw Orlando Pirates playing a 1-0 draw. It's a player who they introduced by the name of Rebohile Ratom. What a sensational player. I think he's the future is bright. He's 16 years old. He had a fantastic game in that game where he unleashed a shot, but unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, his ball was in the net. I think Elias Palembe, they made an own goal. And then we saw the other former Paris player, the Inmin Masudu, especially the equalizer late. And if you look at that game, Orlando Pirates made so many chances in that game. I think also the goalkeeper for Montipoto, there's credit there. He made some crucial his way. He kept his team into the match. And we saw Soweto United playing 1-0 draw where this next equalizer late there against TS Galaxy. So Galaxy continue not doing well, so they need to pull up their socks. So also we saw Maritzburg United playing a 2-0 draw against Barumo Kalenze. In that game, I think they could have done better. They led 2-0, but they squandered the 2-0 defeat. And let's not forget that the battle for relegation and the likes of Sokona and Brendan Ferron there managing to score the 2 goals for Maritzburg. And we saw Rangachiva Viro as he's been infuriating from grabbing his 10th goal of the season in one of the Marimo Gardens goal scorers there. So we saw Cape Town City this time around after winning over the weekend against Royal AM, managing to draw against the KZN side again in Golden Arrows. I think Golden Arrows were coming in that team wounded after that 5-2 thrashing of Stellenbosch. So we saw Richards Bay losing a 2-3-2 against Chipa United in that game where I remember Somian Chidwan is one of the players who scored there. So they were leading 2-0. Unfortunately, they squandered the lead there to lose 3-2. And if I can take it back to December there, where before the season closed because of the World Cup, the same thing happened where Chipa United led 2-0 and then Golden Arrows recovered so well. So to win the game 3-2 as well. So Amazulu again. That's a fantastic comeback against Mamelodi Sundowns, where Sundowns led 2-0, but they managed to come back. Formerly the first time Mamelodi Sundowns grabbing an equalizer there. So very fantastic as Bongani Zungu and Peter Shalulile. Shalulile scoring his 12th goal of the season, scoring for Mamelodi Sundowns. So up to so far, very fantastic and interesting in the DSTV Premiership.
Surely the upset of the weekend was the Swallows beating Kaizer Chiefs. What's your take on that game? And considering that there is a Soweto derby coming up, and we saw Kaizer Chiefs doing what they've been doing almost in the last 5 times, every time they're going to be playing going to be involved in the Soweto derby.
I never saw this one coming because Swallows also haven't been doing well despite having won 1-0 in one of their matches there. So before this derby, I think it was against Marispec United, yes, at Dobsonville Stadium. So where one of the players from Tanzania, Oromi, scoring the winner there, late goal there. So in that game, I think they felt confident. Confidence was boosted from that victory against Marispec. So, but the Kaizer Chiefs, I think on the day, for me, they didn't pitch up. Although they tried to play, but it was a little too late in the second half where they tried to push, but it was going to be at some point the game was stopped after the player, the Chicken Allen, collided with, I think he was elbowed by Gideon Solomon in that game, but Chiefs tried to, as you know, they always create chances, but they're not really in front of goals. So it was the case. Also, Daniela Bay deserves credit in that match. So the case for Kaizer Chiefs defensive errors. I think the weakest link at the back for Kaizer Chiefs was Justin Jabulo making errors against his former team. I think he could have done better in that game. So I think that can put Kaizer Chiefs, as you know, I've said it here on the show that this is a team that always loses the match before the derby. I don't know if it's a blessing in disguise or it's planned, you see. So it sounds interesting for me because every time when they play the derby, they go on to lose a match, and come derby day, they always deliver. It happened even with previous coaches like Studendorp, Stuart Baxter. So when they don't do well, but come derby day, they pitch up and rise to an occasion. So for me, it's an unpredictable team, and they are playing a derby this afternoon, as you rightfully said. So they're playing against an on-form Pirates with confidence, having played 8 games, 7 victories and a draw that they got midweek against Royal AM. So I feel confident with Perez, although I'm not so sure if Temiko Silot will be available because he's been on injury. Majority of the players are injured, and some are coming from suspension, the likes of Miguel T, where he got his 4th yellow cards when Pirates were playing midweek. So let's see if they'll be able to avenge, because the Chiefs has always beaten them 5 times on the trot. So, and in terms of play, for me, the two sides play on transition. It's just that Pirates are currently are oozing with confidence. So that should worry Afazwani, because it's currently under pressure. But as you know, Kaizer Chiefs, you can't write them off at their own peril, because they'll definitely pitch up on the day where everyone is writing off. But let's see tomorrow, today. But it's going to be an interesting game.
Oh, absolutely. Still with the DSTV Premiership, talk to us about the CAF Champions slot, so as the CAF Confederation slot. That is the 2nd and the 3rd position. Is that already sorted out, or there's still something to play for in as far as those slots are concerned, Nemudi?
In terms of position 2, I think the only team for now, I'll put in Super Sport, because they can still finish 2nd, but the tricky part of it is that they will be playing Kaizer Chiefs, so that's where they need to pull up the socks and start collecting points. And you look at the Orlando Pirates as well, they're still going to play Skukulu United. That's where I feel they should do better as well, just to snatch the points as soon as possible, because the difference between them and Super Sport is just 2 points, and we're only left with 2 matches, where Super Sport will be playing Kaizer Chiefs. I'm not so sure if the game will be played at TUC Stadium or Tamukaba. And Orlando Pirates, they will be playing at School United. So which means School United will be traveling to Orlando Stadium to face Orlando Pirates. Let's see if they'll be able to correct points, because also School United will be looking to consolidate on their top 8 bracket because they are currently among the top 8 teams in the top 8. So it looks interesting up so far. But the battle is still on between Super Sport and Kaizer Chiefs. But by the looks of things, on the Pirates, it has been the victory to wrap up the season. So, but let's see, because the teams that are playing against them also Amazulu is involved. There will be 16 Pirates. Pirates will be visiting Amazulu at Mapida, and they're also in the street for a need of points as though I'm not far from relegation. So it looks interesting up so far, but it's still open for number 2 spots as well as number 3.
Still in DSTV Premiership, but this time around, moving from the top, going straight to the bottom of DSTV Premiership. That's where the relegation Berkeley is definitely hotting up. What is happening in as far as the relegation is concerned? By the look of things, it looks like it is the survival of the fittest. But talk to us, Modiba, about the relegation Berkeley.
I like the way you are putting it when you say it's the survival of the fittest. So, as you know, both sides, yes, they are remained with 2 matches on the side here. We look at Amazulu at position 13, 31 points. Marumo Gallants 14 is 28 points, level with Super United. They're only separated by the goal difference, and that's Maritzburg. I think Maritzburg, for me, they might be relegated because if you look at their goal difference, it's so terrible, minus 17, and they're not winning matches. They're dropping points, they're conceding goals. So you don't want to survive relegation in that kind of scenario. So you look at Super United, I think that game against Richards Bay, because when they were trailing 2-0, I thought it's over with Super United. They might be relegated because they're still having tough matches to play. And then Marumo Gallants as well. I think they're bringing in that confidence from the Test Confederations Cup into the league. So although at first I was worried about the fatigue, but it seems as if they're able to handle the fatigue. I think the fitness level is at another level. The fitness is at another level where it helps them to grab points. When they played Kaizer Chiefs, I thought they were going to lose, but they managed to grab a draw away from home, capitalizing from Chiefs' era. And this time around, they're coming again. They will be playing, by the way, if I can remind you, they will be playing Mamelodi Sundowns this wonderful evening at 7 o'clock. So they're just in desperate need of course, they need to win as soon as possible to get out of that relegation. And with Swallows, I think they've gotten that victory. It made them just they just need only a point to survive completely. So, but up to so far, Maritzburg United, Super United, Marumo Gallants are candidates for me. But remember on the show, I did say Marumo Gallants, but I think you were against me there. I think you got that one right, whereby I said it will be automatically. Yeah, you warned me. I remember so well. So and currently, yes, they're still in that relegation danger zone. But looking at them going to get an automatic relegation, I doubt, because as you know, didn't care started before. With Marumo Gallants, with Chakuma Chamazevandela, with Black Leopards, with Swallows, the first so many teams from relegation. So we're lucky to see them surviving. We're likely to see them surviving also the playoffs. But the goal difference, I think, is not that bad with them. But they need to also start collecting points so that they can boost themselves confident into the CAF Confederation Cup. As you know, last week they beat the Pyramids of Egypt 1-0 to progress to the semi-finals, where they'll meet the Young Africans, and Mamelodi Sundowns. They'll be meeting with that Casablanca as they defeated the CR Belouizdad 2-1. So yeah, it's so hot there in the between 14, 15, and 16. But I think the games from next week, the 13th, as you know, they'll be playing simultaneously at the same time throughout clock kickoffs. So we'll determine who's definitely going to straight to relegation. But yeah, it's tough. For Maritzburg, it's very, very tough. I think I foresee them going. So it will be between Super United and Marumo Gallants as we will be playing for the playoffs.
I am surprised that you didn't mention Richards Bay FC in as far as relegation is concerned, because if I look at the stats here, they seem to be lying 1, 2, 3. Number 4 from the bottom, we recall that the number 2 and 3, they are sitting with 29 points, and the Richards Bay FC, they just have 32 points. Should Chippa United and Marumo Gallants get their wins, Richards Bay, they might be in trouble. And it is surprising, I have to mention this, that especially if we recall that most of the season, Richards Bay FC, they were contesting for number 1 slot with Mamelodi Sundowns. I don't know what happened, and then the wheel started coming off, then boom, Richards Bay FC, they are flirting with the relegation zone.
Ngathi mhlambe banesinyama ngoba they haven't won a single game.
They are based in Durban. They might as well go to the ocean and dip themselves in the ocean. But sinyama seo.
Hey, what's it close? Because at all, and and they have not been doing well. If you can check, they've played 12 games, no victory, only 2 draws, 10 losses. So against Super United, I thought they've turned the corner when they led 2-0, but it wasn't the case. So I don't know what's happening there. So they are really are in deep trouble because they are just separated by 1 point between them and Amazulu. So I don't know what's happened. So rightfully said, this is a team at some point, they were number 1 on the log with the first 5 matches of the season. And at some point, we spoke about them going to finish second on the spot. So, but it wasn't to be. They've been losing matches day in and day out. They've just becoming the ATM of the DStv Premiership for me, judging from how they are losing points and giving away points. So they need to do better. So I don't know. I think that unfollow, as I did say before, whether they didn't sign players during the transfer window, players who can withstand pressure, players who are very experienced, at least so that they can boost their defense, midfield, and up front. And at some point, some of our players were injured. The likes of Lovio Memela, whom the team always relies on them, and you can't give a lot of burden to a player of Somilan Tundwana caliber. He won't, because he's not been playing as a man. He's been playing on the left flank. So that's where I thought it's been that downfall, because you don't do recruit like that when you are the owner of the team and you want to finish second or fight for the first spot or finish within the top 8. Because even when they were losing matches at some point, we said, oh, because they're still the first season, but they're still within the top 8. Hopefully, they will improve going forward, but it's not to be. They keep losing matches day in and day out. So something has to give. So I think we could have reshuffled that technical team, Vasily Vunusakic and Peter Gladler. I think they could have grabbed in a coach in the second round, but they didn't do that. So they'll have to suffer with the next 2 matches, because they definitely won't be in the top 8 as the season progresses, because time is running out.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure KZN footballer fans cannot afford to have 2 teams involved in a relegation battles. That is Maritzburg United and Richards Bay FC. Let's hope the Natal Rich Boys, they will eventually find their footing and get themselves out of that relegation zone indeed. Moving on to Motsipe Foundation Championship. How does it look like in as far as promotion is concerned in that part of the world, Modiba?
Very interesting, because we saw last week Platinum City Rovers beating the Parts by 2-0. Pretoria Callis playing 1-0 draw with Catholic Stars. We saw All Stars playing 1-0 draw with JDR Stars. Makefi FC going down to Baroka FC by 2-1. I also saw University of Pretoria and La Mafia sharing the spoils, 1-0 draw there. And then there's for Venda Football Academy beating Cape Town Spurs, the triple team at the top there by 2-1. Then Polokwane City losing against Utongati there 1-0, also the top of the log there. Then the Chakuma Chavanzi Bandela, which lost 2-1 against Hungry Lions, and I think that affected their position on the log. But currently, Cape Town City, despite their loss, they are still rooted first with 53 points, followed by Polokwane City with 52 points, and Catholic Stars with 51 points. So the battle is still on. So they are only left with 2 matches. So, and the third part from the Limpopo side, my province, is that Black Leopards and Chakuma Chamanzibandela are officially relegated. So I don't know what happened, because at the start of the season, I was anticipating at least 2 of them, 2 of the Limpopo side going to gain an automatic promotion from the playoffs and also finishing first, but it's not to be. But my only last hope is the Polokwane City. But I don't know what happens to Black Leopards. Is it David Tiniera, the owner of the club? I think he could have done better there. I think also this thing of chopping and changing coaches has been a major downfall for the majority of teams in the DStv Premiership and Motsipe Foundation. Hence, you see that they're not doing well. I can also give an example of Super United. Remember, at the start of the season, they had Dane Plate, and then he was dismissed. There was Morgan Mamila, Chibi Jakes, he was dismissed. There was Kate Lenchis, he was dismissed. There was Bulela Kwambi, he was dismissed as well. And then now it's currently, remember the Crown Siema, whom as well, he was dismissed and Golden Arrows after being thrashed 6-0 by Mamelodi Sundowns. But currently, we saw him losing his first match against Killer Chiefs, but recovered well against Richards Bay. Let's see if he will be able to face to save them. But listening of chopping and changing of coaches, that's where you see teams like Black Leopards and Chamas Bambela are automatically relegated, because they've not been doing well. They've been losing matches in and out.
Still with the Motsipe Foundation Championship, if you were to put your head on the block, which team do you think will eventually get over the line and get that automatic promotion to the Elite League, which is a DStv Premiership, Modiba?
Tough question you just asked, but for now I'll go with Cape Town Spurs, because I wanted Polokwane City to gain promotion, but as the season progressed, they dropped points on the way, so that's where it's been their main downfall. But Cape Town Spurs coming from position I think 10 or 11, currently top of the log. Very encouraging and very fantastic from Sean Bartlett. As you know, he's working with the likes of, remember, Kazim Malin, and he's currently the goalkeeper coach of that club.
Yes.
So, as you know, he comes long ago from with Cape Town Spurs. Yes, as you know, before it was turned to Ajax Cape Town, he also played for Ajax Cape Town. It's Kazim Malin. And there are players there, the likes of Michael Morton, experienced players, Clayton Daniels, Nazir Ali. So, these are players who will definitely help Cape Town Spurs to gain promotion. So, for them, I'll give it to them because those players are very experienced, so they'll definitely lead the team into the DSTV Premiership.
This afternoon, Nedbank Cup, Giona, Gimagoya, Yachisa, takes the center stage this weekend. The first game, I believe, it's going to take place at, just across town at Crown Mines, that is FNB Stadium. And then tomorrow, there is another semi-final game of Nedbank that will take place down in Cape Town. Can you just zoom in into those two semi-finals Nedbank Cup games, Modiba?
Orlando Pirates are coming confident into this match. As I said, they've won 7 matches, have drawn 1, they're unbeaten. And if you look at their journey from the last 32 up until the semi-finals, they've been involved in extra time. Despite the game, only the game against All Stars where they won in regular time. But the other games, Venda Football Academy, Dondol Stars, yes, they managed to go straight to extra time. This time around, they are meeting the neighbors. Soweto Derby, prize is a stake, who wants it most. So if I can also take you back to 2016, where Kaizer Chiefs were coached by Steve Kompela, and Orlando Pirates, they managed to, I think it was Eric Tinker, they managed to reach the final of this wonderful Nedbank Cup. I mean, yes, the Nedbank Cup, where they beat Kaizer Chiefs in the last 32 by 2-0. If you can remember, a striker from Zimbabwe by the name of Tendai Ndoro, he was the one who did the damage, scoring a brace in that match, yes, at FNB Stadium. I remember Ariette Peterse was still the goalkeeper coach for Kaizer Chiefs.
Yes,
so this current afternoon, Orlando Pirates, they are oozing in confidence. So I'm not so sure if Temiko Sukolach will be back, but it seems as if they managed to cope in this absentia by collecting victories there. So, but in that Nedbank Cup, they haven't been convincing for me. Going into extra time against the lower division side, very questionable. And with Kaizer Chiefs, so I'm not so sure if they can afford to lose a Soweto Derby, second Soweto Derby on the trot. As you know, they lost a Soweto Derby midweek against Swallows, and they're also playing another Soweto Derby at the expense of Orlando Pirates, and they lost their home match, and they're also hosting this wonderful afternoon. So I'm not so sure if that can put the frustration or stress in Arizana's mind. But when I saw him during the week, he looked a bit confident going into this match. Let's see, because as you know, as I said it before, that Kaizer Chiefs will always lose a match before playing in a derby. Will that play like in this afternoon, or will Orlando Pirates come and avenge the 5 defeats they suffered at the expense of Kaizer Chiefs? Very interesting for me. But with Kaizer Chiefs, as you know, I'm not so sure if Nilson Dover will be brought back, because Njawulo Nqobo in that game against Swallows, he was exposed. And at some point, there were rumors speculating that he might be out for the rest of the season. But when I watched them training during the week, I saw him training with the club. And I also saw Kamabiliat. I think we might see Kamabiliat this afternoon. That means from the bench, yes. So he might start on the bench. Yeah, he was training, and I think they're preparing for him to come and play, because if you can check the Chiefs, they're very questionable on the bench. They don't have those type of players who can change the match for them. So, but you look at Orlando Pirates, majority of their players are available. The majority of their players are on form. Dion Hort or there. So they look good. So I don't know if that Boblang Bo, who was fantastic during the week, will be played, or he will start on the bench. But you've got Juzi Shabalala on the Kaizer Chiefs side. I think they'll rely on him alongside the pace of Ashley Dupree as well as Christian Saide, whom during transitional play they're very dangerous. This is some of the moments where Orlando Pirates should be wary of. Especially at the back, but I've been impressed with Yanko Snakisilis at the back. My contender for defender of the season, Sipo Chine, ever since he came in for Siabonga Pochana, he was erratic. He's been doing well, but ever since they lost to Kaizer Chiefs, they've dropped Olisanda. I don't know what's the reason beyond that, but for me, they look confident. But if you were to ask me who's going to win that one, it's a 2-1, but I think for now I'll give it to Orlando Pirates, because they look calm, cool and calm and confident, and they made changes midweek when they played Royal AM. The likes of Saleng, Zuka Manja started on the bench, and these are the players that have been doing well for Pirates.
Oh, absolutely. Modiba Peter called it Soweto Derby. He tips Orlando Pirates to run away victors this afternoon. We will be watching the space. Only time will tell. Will Orlando Pirates run away victors as our sports analyst Modiba Peter has just predicted. And then tomorrow down in Cape Town at DHL Stadium, that's when Stellenbosch will host this. Kukuna United, Babina Nogo, Adibahlabe. Talk to us about that second semi-final of the Nedbank Cup, Modiba.
Very interesting, as I said earlier, that the Stellenbosch, when they played Super Sport, they rested the 9 of the players, the regular players, the Junior Mendieta, the Hichra Marinas, the goalkeeper, Sage Stevens, the Jaden Adams, although he came in, but they rested majority of their players. So, and then you look at Skuku United, this is a team that plays on transition. So this is a team where if they are to score first, they are capable of organizing a low block. And it's been working for them. But they're coming in that match, as you know, they haven't done well in the last 2 matches. They lost Amazon 2-0 and then drew 1-0 against CS Galaxy. And then you look at Stellenbosch, fantastic, very solid at the back. Offensively, they are very quick. So these are players, the likes of Devon Teters, that definitely cause a havoc for Skukuni there. The likes of Daniel Cardoso, Sipo Sakentia, Edwin Chima, so they need to be at their very best, Nico Mobi as well. So that's why in the middle of the pack, they've got quality players who are capable of working hard as Skukuni, but I'm not so sure some of the players are restricted by their transitional play where they play too many long balls. And you look at the Stellenbosch, they're capable of putting the ball down and being impressed with the likes of Ibrahim Jabbar, Junior Mendieta. So they'll definitely play a key role, and I think they might want to avenge from the 1-0 they suffered at the expense of Skukuni in the league match. We remember when we returned from the World Cup, the second match, if I remember very well. In fact, it was the first match where they beat Stellenbosch 1-0 at the home venue. So I don't think this Baka will allow that to happen again, because it's a coach who's very, very tactical. So, but for me, I'll give it to Stellenbosch, judging from how they defeated Sundowns. Yes, how they defeated Sundowns 2-1. No one saw it coming. How the Fresh Swallows 3-0 twice in the league as well as in the very same Nedbank Cup. So very interesting for me, and they've been playing matches at home, and this other one is their other home match. Although those 2 matches played at Arsenal Stadium, this time around they're going to the Alex. So I'm not so sure if Skuku United will be good surveillance on the day, but I think they'll be boosted by the confidence of how they beat Kenya Chiefs previously. But they're not consistent. I was surprised when they lost midweek over the weekend against Amazulu, whom they haven't been doing well, but they managed to grab the point. But I'll give it to Stellenbosch. So the second final, it will be Orlando Pirates up against Stellenbosch.
Wow, a very brave sports analyst indeed, a very brave. Modiba Peter has just called it once again. In the second semi-final, he predicts that the home side, Stellenbosch, will walk away victors over their visitors tomorrow. Skukuna United, Babina Nogo, when they visit Cape Town, he went on and put it boldly and said he expects Orlando Pirates to face Stellenbosch in the final. All will be revealed come this afternoon, so as tomorrow afternoon. Moving elsewhere, England to be exact, we find the English Premier League. That's where the ruthless Manchester City continues their ding-dong battling with the second place, Arsenal. Talk to us about that ding-dong battle in as far as the English Premier League is concerned, Modiba.
Most definitely, it is a ding-dong battle. I remember at some point they were having 2 games on hand, Man City, and they were trailing by 4 points, and they managed to win those 2 matches. And you look at the Arsenal, they dropped points. So when they recovered from those 2 games on hand, they managed to overtook the Arsenal at the top, and Arsenal were second. So, and they went on to play another game extra, Arsenal, and they went back to top of the log. And midweek, we saw they won that match, if I can remember very well. Midweek, we saw Man City thrashing West Ham by 3 goals to 0, and that victory took them back to position 1. So it's so happening, 75 points, this is 74 points of Arsenal. So who's going to win this one? So we saw Arsenal again choking. So the defending champions are coming to the party. Indeed. Yes, the defending champions are coming into the party as the Man City, so it looks interesting. And I think another thing that can boost them is that goal difference. It's very fantastic. Yes. The goal difference, which can boost them to win this title. But let's see, because there's still more matches to play. But I think Arsenal, for me, I'll call them the I blew it of the IPL. Yes, after the almost like 15 points. So for me, I blew it of the EPL. So Man City are saying we'll put you under pressure. Let's see if you can be able to handle us, because the pressure that we are exerting, we won't be able to withstand. So let's see over this kind of wonderful weekend, will they be able to win? But it's not looking good for Arsenal. They could have done better, especially handling pressure, but it seems as if they are unable to do that.
Arsenal contestants for the I blew it. I didn't see that.
They remind me of, you remember Kaizer Chiefs, where they
in 2019.
Where they fought the league with Mamelodi Sundowns, unfortunately leading by 15 points, and then they ended up being the I blew it of the DStv Premiership, where they were spoiled by Roca on the last day of the Premiership, where they could have won the lock there that time. So, but I think they always reminded me of that incident where they gave the lead on the last day.
Oh, absolutely. Kaizer Chiefs and Arsenal, same WhatsApp group, contestants for I blew it a show. Because they are comfortable leading as far as the Premiership is concerned. Just to put your head on the block, Modiba, yes, you have said that Arsenal, they are the contestants of I blew it a show, considering what they have done to themselves and the way they've hurt their fans and the route and the way the defending champions and the ruthless Manchester City has put pressure on them. Put your head on the block. Come end of the season, come end of the English Premier League, whom do you think is definitely going to be at the podium, Modiba?
Remember, when the middle of the season, we said Arsenal were going to clinch this one because they were just oozing with confidence. They were just cruising. They were just collecting points left, right, and center, and not even playing draws. So when they started dropping points, that's where I was a little bit worried. And you look at Man City that time, I think they were amongst the position 4 or 5. So, and they started winning matches, and some of them wrote them off. They said, this is really nice. They're not going to defend the title. But it seems as if they started coming out of the cold. And this time, it's been pressure. They are putting Arsenal under immense pressure, under trouble, under pressure there. So I think Man City, for me, will definitely win the title. They will defend the title.
Brave sports analyst indeed, Modiba Peter, has just called it that the defending champions, Manchester City, they will go on and defend their title that they won last season. That just for the record, they will be winning it for the 5th time in 6 years. Great achievement indeed by the citizens. Great achievement indeed by the Tika specialist. That is Pep Guardiola. Modiba Peter, thank you very much for your time. But before I let you go, can you share your social media handles with our listeners, Modiba?
I like the stats that you just read now, saying they've won the league 5 times in 6 occasions. So you look at Mamelodi Sundowns, they've won it 6 times in a row.
Wow.
So they're almost, same WhatsApp group for me. So it looks interesting up to so far. Yes, they are to win this title this season. So yes, with that, I am Modiba Johannes on Facebook. And also Modiba Peter. I think my previous Facebook is currently working as it was actor, but it is now working Modiba Johannes and Modiba Peter. And then I'm Johannes Modiba on Twitter. Let's football, let's share ideas, let's debate where possible. So with that, it's a lovely afternoon. And let's look forward to the wonderful derby this afternoon, the game of the weekend, the mother of all derbies.
Oh, absolutely. Modiba, I'm happy that you mentioned that you look at Manchester United, Manchester City, rather. You put Manchester City and Mamelodi Sundowns on the same WhatsApp group, while on the other side, you put Kaizer Chiefs and Arsenal on the same WhatsApp group for I blew it.
Blew it, yes. They blew points where they should have capitalized from that. So, as you know, second round is always tough, and they blew the points away. So that's where it's got to fall, and it's going to work against them going forward.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much, Modiba. We've got you on record. Nedbank Cup, Kiona, Kimakoya, Yachisa, you called Stellenbosch and Orlando Pirates to go all the way and contest the final for 2023. We will be watching the sports. We will be holding you accountable come next week, Modiba. Thank you very much for your time, Baba.
Thanks a lot, and we'll bring the feedback of that match. We'll debate where possible, and what you said this wonderful afternoon. Yeah,
no excuses that you call Pirates and Stellenbosch. We'll hold you accountable come next week. Well, no excuses. Okay, so see you next week.
I will to the listeners, and also thanks to the team behind the scenes. Let's talk more next week.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. That was Modiba Peter calling it as it is, calling Stellenbosch and Orlando Pirates to go all the way and contest the Nedbank Cup 2023 final. Only time will tell. In as far as the English Premier League is concerned, Modiba Peter again bravely called and said Manchester City, they will go all the way and defend their trophy. Let's go for a breather. When we return, definitely I will be saying my bye-byes. I will definitely be signing off. You are tuning into Sports Geek with Sponelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana Wild FM. Your business. Thank you very much to Alaska, featuring speaker Professor Tizozo. You name them, they are all there. All the quite artists, most of the big quite artists, they came out and gave us this legendary song, Alaska, featuring various artists, like I already mentioned, the likes of your Speaker, your Dizzles, your Professor, you name them. They are all in this song. Time is definitely not on our side, but before we do that, let's quickly dive straight to English Premier League and look at this weekend's feature and see how is it going to pan out. The Gold Rush resumes again at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Once again, the defending champions and the current table toppers, Manchester City, entertain the struggling Leeds United. That game gets underway at Etihad Stadium. And then Wanderers welcome Aston Villa. Venue is Molineux Stadium. The struggling Tottenham Hotspurs host Crystal Palace, while the equal struggling Chelsea, that is the Blues, they visit Bournemouth. Venue is Vitality Stadium. All these games, like previously said, they all kick off at 4 p.m. That is the Gold Rush for you. Then the last one for this afternoon, kickoff for that game is at 6:30 this afternoon. Sees Liverpool welcome Brentford. The venue is Anfield Stadium. That will be the last game for this afternoon. And then tomorrow, Super Sunday is back with a bang. They're under pressure. Arsenal, they invade St. James's Park as they face off with Newcastle United, with the hope of keeping tab on the old Manchester City machine. Kickoff for that game is at 5:05 come tomorrow afternoon. Last one for the weekend sees the wounded Manchester United visit West Ham. Venue for that game is at London Stadium. That game is scheduled to kick off at 8 p.m. That's when the English Premier League curtain comes down for this weekend. That's how we come to the end of this show. That's the time where I have to love and leave you. But as always, I always leave you in the warm and capable hands of my colleague Krishna Kushai as she brings you Hamdum. That is between 1 and 3 p.m. You and I, let's do this once again. Come next week between 11 and 1 p.m. I am Sibonelo Ngobo, and it is bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to
Bangaphakamise sol cimibani dayingozi nalomntwana uyangifuna ukuzama izolo mangangithanda uzoyisol mangangivolela uzongibona lo mntwana ikrimi ngiyakutshela wena ngale Gucci drip yababa nana. Bangaphakamise sol cimibani dayingozi nalomntwana uyangifuna ukuzama izolo mangangithanda uzoyisol mangangivolela uzongibona lo mntwana ikrimi ngiyakutshela wena ngale Gucci drip yababa nana.
Awukhona umbuzo ngiyobuza kala nazingane zigcwele kala nanguphori yabangena ngada nangusemu uyamosha ngada nangumiyane yababona ngada kabza small uyakhuza ngada cela ukubuza intombi ezila kuthi nazi impilo ela imota kudala ngiyithesti mina ungazongithesta ngakutesta mina awuhlala ungihlupha uyangithesta wena ngemali engakho ngangithenga wena imsimbi yakudala ngiyithesti mina ungazokutshela ngakubheja mina ngemali engakho ngangimela mina ngemali engakho ngangithenga wena
awuthemba inkosi unabatheli bathi loju upasa kamnandi engathi loju uthemba kamnandi abathi loju usipesa kamnandi engathi loju hey engathi loju yebo awuthemba inkosi unabatheli bathi loju upasa kamnandi engathi loju uthemba kamnandi abathi loju usipesa kamnandi engathi loju Nyabashad, Asfora Nyabangen, 16V, Atogotela, take it easy, Asimela, Atamaya, Ngayambeda, show me your number. Afula fala, atikitiki, atababuki, achimbikao, atabafimba, halagasha, ayebo. Oh, tell me cause number 10, but you don't you pass a gam nut. Hang a dillo, tell me gam nut. How about the lodge,